A visually impaired man in London made headline news recently for putting up a YouTube video of the daily struggles his guide dog Kika goes through, as revealed on the GoPro that the man and his wife glued on Kika's harness. It shows many obstacles that guide dogs face every day. Guide dogs for the blind have been around for more than a century, since the very first animal training school was established in Germany during World War I for blinded veterans returning from combat. Well, Korea has also been raising guide dogs for almost a quarter of a century, and although public perception has improved, there's still more that could be done. Assistance dogs for the visually impaired. Our news feature tonight with Kwon Jang-ho.
It's a regular weekday morning, and Lee Yoon-hee begins her journey to work. She's not alone though. She has her guide dog Hunmin to help her along the way. Together, they make the 1.5-hour commute, traveling the 20 kilometers on 2 buses and 2 subway trains, as well as an initial 10-minute walk. Even for someone without a disability, it would be a challenging journey, but Yoon-hee and Hunmin take it in their stride.
When it rains, Hunmin gets wet, even if I put up an umbrella. And when people are walking with their umbrellas up, it becomes much more difficult to avoid. So when I hear that it's going to rain, I lose a bit of sleep over it.
Yoon-hee is one of about 60 people in Korea who use guide dogs. Compared to other countries, that number is relatively small. Part of the reason is that although there are some 250,000 people who are blind in Korea, only those with specific disabilities and lifestyles are suited for guide dog use. And as with other places, there is no financial support from the government, and guide dog associations rely solely on donations. Yoon-hee is one of the lucky few to have benefited. She was first given a guide dog 19 years ago, and since then she has seen public awareness and acceptance grow.
At first, the bus drivers on this route refused to let me on the bus. But after taking this bus every day, they got to know us. And now when a new driver comes along, they inform him that there is a person with a guide dog on the route, and they tell him to look after us.
But other challenges remain. This is one of the few restaurants that Yoon-hee says is welcoming to Hunmin, and that many others still refuse him entry.
They say dogs aren't allowed, or they suggest tying him up outside before I go in. There are even places that suggest putting a table outside for us.
A recent survey in the UK found that more than a third of owners experienced refusals from restaurants and 44% from taxis, which is another problem for Yoon-hee too. In Korea, refusal of access carries a $2,500 fine, but incidents are rarely reported, and even then it can be difficult to get a conviction.
An investigation has to take place, but the process isn't simple and can take a long time. There are many cases where if the person promises to not let it happen again, the case is simply dropped.
Guide dog associations do acknowledge that the environment for guide dogs in Korea has improved greatly in recent years. But even that, they say, has brought its own challenges as more passers-by take an interest.
There are 4 things that you should not do if you see a guide dog. You shouldn't call them, touch them, feed them, or take pictures of them. If you do any of that while they're assisting their owners, they could become distracted and put the owners in a dangerous situation.
Despite the challenges, there's no question that the dogs provide their owners with a quality of life they couldn't experience in any other way.
The fact that I can go anywhere by myself with a guide dog gives me a lot of strength and freedom. I've been able to make friends and go to work even from far away. So if I didn't have this dog, my life would have been more lonely and a lot less fun.
Kwon Jang-ho, Arirang News.